So we have seen different type of arrangements, we have seen different type of crystal systems, and we have seen in that crystal system what type of arrangement, that is simple or end centered or face centered or body centered, we are going to get. From now onwards we are only going to focus on the cubic type of system, and we know that in cubic system we are only going to consider a simple cubic type of arrangement, body centered cubic type of arrangement, and face centered cubic type of arrangement. We are not going to consider end centered cubic type of arrangement. We have seen the reason for that, how it is going to give us the symmetrical one to the simple cubic. So we are now onwards we are only going to consider the three type of arrangement: simple cubic type of arrangement, body centered type of arrangement, face centered cubic type of arrangement. In addition to this, we are also going to study the hexagonal type of arrangement. In addition to this, we are going to study hexagonal type of arrangement also. So let's start with the cubic system, and in that first we will see how we are going to calculate number of particles, number of atoms per unit cell. What we are talking about? We are talking about per unit cell and not about the whole structure. Unit cell is the smallest part of the whole crystal system, which is repeated throughout the crystal. So in one unit cell, how many number of atoms, how many number of particles are going to be there, that calculation we are going to do. Sometimes it is also called as the rank of that unit cell. It is denoted by the Z. So the number of atoms is going to be denoted by the Z. So we are going to calculate the Z in each case, that is number of atoms in simple cubic type of unit cell, number of atoms in body center type of unit cell, and number of atoms in FCC type of unit cell. In addition to this, we are also going to calculate the number of atoms in hexagonal type of unit cells, because in the examination these questions are asked on the hexagonal type, because generally we study for these three systems, but in addition to this, in examination the question can be asked on the hexagonal also. So that is going to be a very important part in this chapter, because we are not only going to focus on cubic system, in addition to that we are also going to study the hexagonal type also. So let's go for the number of atoms in cubic crystal, type of cubic crystals. Now we know that number of systems we are going to get are three, that is simple cubic cell, body centered cubic cell, and face centered cubic cell. So we have seen how these unit cells are formed by having the different type of arrangements or different positions for the particles. In simple cubic we have particles at corners, in body center we have particles at corners and inside the body, and in case of face center we are going to have the particles at corners and each 6 faces. Okay, so let's first start with the simple cubic unit cell. I already told you, for understanding the geometry very well, that how cube is formed, we are going to join the centers of constituent particle, that is lattice points. In this case, in this simple cubic case, we are going to have how many lattice points? Let's calculate the lattice point. This is first one, this is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So in case of simple cubic unit cell, we are going to have 8 lattice points. Total 8 lattice points we are going to have. I am not talking about here number of atoms, I am talking about total lattice points. Now by using these number of lattice points, we are going to determine the number of atoms in each case. Now let's determine the number of atoms in case of simple cubic system first. Now we can see over here that this one particular particle is not the part of one unit cell only. It is shared by other unit cells also. That one lattice point is not the part of one unit cell. It is shared by other unit cells also. So that thing we will have to understand first, that each particle at corner is shared by how many unit cells. Okay, so let me draw it so that we can understand in a better way. So suppose this is our cube, this is the cube we are going to have, and in that cube we are going to consider one particle. So suppose I am considering the particle kept at this position. Suppose third one I am going to consider, and whatever we are going to do it for this particle, the third one, it will be applicable for all the particles at corner. Okay. So this particle we are going to think about. So now let's see by how many unit cells it is going to be shared. So yes, this is the first one which contains some part of that lattice point. The above cube, the above unit cell is also going to have some part of it, correct. So this becomes 2. Now there will be one unit cell to the back side of this first one. So I can draw it like this, back side of the first one, correct. It is also going to share that lattice point. Now the above sphere, the second one, on the back side of that also we are going to have one unit cell. Okay. So we got total 1, 2, 3 and 4 unit cells on the left side, but now you can see that this part is remaining, that lattice point, the part of that lattice point is remaining, which will be shared by these unit cells also. So totally I can tell you it is shared by 8 unit cells like this. 8 unit cells are going to share one lattice point like this. Total 8 unit cells are going to be over there. So if there are 8 unit cells, corner particle, let me write over here, corner particle is shared by 8 unit cells. That is very important thing over here to understand. So if there are 8 unit cells, let me draw that sphere, let me draw that particle over here. So one unit cell, the face of one unit cell is like this, it is going to have cut like this, okay. Then another one we are going to have like this. So in these planes that particle going to have the cut, and obviously the horizontal one also. So in this manner that particle is going to get cut or shared in the cubic unit cells. So if you can see that in this plane it will get divided into 2 parts. So you will get half of it, then that half will be again cut by this plane. So you will get 1/4 part. Now that is also going to be cut down by this horizontal plane. So you will get the 1/8 part. So in one unit cell, in one unit cell you are going to have 1/8 part of corner atom. So suppose you are having this as a constituent particle, as a lattice point, as an atom. So what will happen? It will get cut like this, it is going to get cut like this. So it will get divided into 2 parts. Again you are going to cut it like this, it will get divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. First we have a cut like this, then we have a cut like this. Are you getting it? Then we will have horizontal one, cut in a horizontal plane. So you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So such type of sharing you will have to consider over here. So corner particle is shared by 8 unit cells. 3 types of cut we can have in this arrangement, perpendicular to this, and another will be horizontal. So one particle is shared by 8 unit cells. Okay. So total 8 corners are there. So how many number of atoms are going to be there? So this is 1/8 part in this unit cell, this particle is going to have 1/8 part in this unit cell. So all 8 particles are going to have its 1/8 part at each corner. So total number of atoms we are going to get 1. In case of simple cubic unit cell, we are going to get 1 atom in that unit cell. So Z is equal to 1 for simple cubic unit cell.